Okay, so it is a Sunday afternoon. It is very rainy in Pennsylvania today. I wanted to go through and answer some of your questions. You guys have been amazing. A lot of you have been commenting on my videos and asking me questions, and I love it. So first, before we get started, I always get questions about what I'm wearing, and I've always said I should try to link what I wore, but most of the time I don't even know. But this time I do. I got this sweater from Talbot's. There's an outlet near me, so I go to the outlet and so I can get things cheaper. And I don't like all of Talbot's stuff, but there are some things that I really do like. And sometimes they're shirts, and I really like this one. I don't know if you guys can see, I have a necklace on. My husband bought it for me for my birthday. That was last week. And so I love this, but he got it in a little boutique, so I can't tell you where he got that, but very cute. I really like it. He's a good guy. Okay, so on to answer your questions. I have my computer right here, so if you see me looking at it, it's so I can know. I wrote down some of your questions. And first of all, I will tell you my most requested video to do is, where is the video about the fast food restaurants? I said in my 11 game changers to lose weight video that I was going to do some follow-up videos, and I have done most of them except that one. And I just got sidetracked. I kind of forgot that I had said it, and you guys are holding me accountable, and I appreciate that. I am working on it, and I will do it. Just be patient. But I know it's been a while, but I will do it. And I've hopefully in a couple weeks that will be out. But I'm not going to give any promises. I've learned not to do promises of videos that I haven't actually filmed, because what I think is going to happen in my life doesn't always come to fruition, and sometimes I have to put it by the wayside. So I'm learning my lesson on that one, but I'm trying, so I am going to try to put it out, I promise. Okay, first let me say, some of the comments that you guys have said sometimes just literally make me giggle. You guys are so funny sometimes. I wanted to tell you guys about one comment in particular that just came out. So this girl, her name is Jody B, and she commented on my video. It was the Amazon favorites for your home, and at the end of it I gave my first follow-up video thing that I did, and my first one I ever did was my most embarrassing moment. Well, one of them, and this one was a pretty bad one. So you guys will need to go back to that. I'm gonna link it below so you guys can go to that after this one if you want to. But you will need to have seen that to realize why this is funny. So hopefully most of you have seen that. And she commented and started her comment by saying, booby cupper, I mean Bobby Copy. Oh my goodness. So you have to see the video to realize why that I'm not taking offense to that. I think it's hysterical. Anyways, Jody, thank you so much. You totally made me giggle through that one. Another one was from a girl named Jennifer T. She commented on my very chatty Get Ready For Me that I did just recently. And in that video, it says it, even in my thumbnail, it says I had a lot of hot flashes, and I did. That was a really particularly bad day for hot flashes. So she did this whole comment, and then at the end, she ended it with 50 and flashing like a thunderstorm. That just made me laugh. I'd never heard that, so that one made me laugh. And then Daryl Lynn K commented on that same video and said, I'm 51 years old, so I'm sure I will be having my own personal summer soon. Oh my goodness, that made me laugh. I'd never heard that phrased in that way. So you guys are just hysterical, and I love it when you guys make me laugh. So thank you girls for making me laugh and giving a smile to me. All right, I also, on that same video, got a comment. It was probably one of the most annoying comments I have gotten, and I try not to be negative in any way. So I won't say this person's name, and I don't even know if they had a name. I think it was some you know, phrase or something like that. But it was on the same one, How I Lost 50 Pounds, 11 Game Changers. And this is what he or she, because however they titled their thing doesn't say if it's a man or a woman, said, boring, without before and after pics, boring, boring, boring. That was her comment to me. So I'm not mad. Like, you're entitled to your own opinion. That's totally fine. And, you know, I think it's rude how they said it, but it's not like it's over the top. It was just funny because I got so many positive comments, and then in the midst of all that was this one, and I'm like, first of all, there was a before pic. It might not have been all up and down like my entire body, but I even explain in the video why I don't do that. So I'm just like, whatever. You know. But now let me get on to weight loss. You guys have asked me a ton of questions over my Weight Watchers videos that I have done. Oh, that video I think is, well, I know it's past 52 or 50, I think it's about 52,000 now. And I've gotten up to 10,000 subscribers, I think, from that video. I'm like amazed at how many more I've gotten. So obviously this is a hot topic just right now, and I'm not sure why right now. I don't get it. It's not like the new year. But I'm not complaining, and you guys have been so sweet. You guys are just, you know, you just talk to me like you're my friend, and you tell me your stories, and I read every single comment that you guys put. Anything that you guys put, I read them. I have not been able to keep up with all of them coming in and replying. As many of you guys know, I work full time. So please forgive me if I have not answered or replied to your comment. I am trying to get through them all, and I hopefully will do that, but I do read every single one. I get so excited when I get notified that I have a new comment. So it's just a fun part of being a YouTuber, and it's how I connect with you guys, and I want to talk to you guys. So some of the questions I've gotten have been interesting. I've gotten quite a few of you have asked me how tall I am. I am 5'4". I'm not sure why that matters. I guess it mattered because I said how much I weighed in that, and I guess if I was 5'1", that amount of weight would be a very different thing than if I'm 5'6", I guess. I also get the question quite a lot, which I think I say it, I'm sure I say it on my video, but maybe I never did say it, is, am I doing Weight Watchers online or do I go to meetings? I do not go to meetings. I only do it, I use the app, and online, I guess, when I have only a computer in front of me. One woman commented and said, how do you weigh yourself? And I thought it was funny how she said it, but I think she was saying like maybe the accountability part of it, and the app is the accountability part, but I also am accountable somewhat to you guys, which really does, I gotta tell you, it makes me nervous sometimes because I don't want you guys to put me up on this pedestal and think, oh, like she's figured it out. We all have our times in our life where it's easier or harder to do. I don't want you to think that this was easy in any way. This was not easy, and it still is not easy. It's very difficult. Every meal is a struggle. I think every meal for the rest of my life is going to be a struggle. I firmly believe that. Or, you know, we all have our struggles, our things that we struggle with. Mine, one of them, is overeating. And so I have to be really careful about the food that goes into my mouth, or I'm going to gain all this weight back. And I know that. And so this is always a struggle. And I don't want you guys to think like, oh, you know, she's losing weight every week is such an easy thing and she's continually losing weight. You guys know, and I've said that in my follow-up video, will I ever lose this weight? That it still is a struggle for me. I am still struggling. Over the past year, I barely lost any weight. Now, I've started losing a little bit more. You know, the last 3 weeks, I've lost about a pound. And yes, that's slow, but hey, it's the right direction. And I've always said, I'm not trying to do this fast. Yes, would I love to be a skinny person right now? Yes. But I know that that's not going to happen, and I've totally come to grips with that, and I'm okay with that. I totally know that I could flip a switch and go right back up 50 pounds. Another question I get a lot is, do I count my bananas in my smoothie? This cracked me up. I can't even tell you how many of you have asked me this, either on Instagram or in my comments, or I've had people email me this. Like, this really bothers them. If you are new to Weight Watchers, you should know that bananas, if you eat them, just a banana, it's 0 points. But if you put them in a smoothie, they count for, I think, a point. Don't quote me on that. You need to look it up. But so it's very controversial. Like, why is it this and why is it more? And I think the reasoning, if I remember correctly when I read it, is if you put it in a smoothie, it's like your brain doesn't register that you ate that banana. And so for some reason they think that's bad, and so you should count the point. I will tell you right now, no, I do not count it. I just have such a hard time counting any fruit. When I put it in my smoothie, it's usually about a half a banana anyways, so I'm not really that worried about it. I do not eat bananas on a regular basis by themselves. I just don't. And so I think my breakfast is very reasonable. I do have another piece of fruit when I get after my smoothie. Like, I usually have a smoothie when I go to work. I very rarely have a smoothie at home because it's just a good portable thing to take. And so I just don't. So, okay. A lot of you have told me to try monk fruit because you guys know that I use Splenda. I have it in my coffee. I have it in my smoothie. I know it's bad for me. I have not tried the monk fruit yet, but I'm going to try it. I don't know where to buy it. So comment below and tell me where to buy this thing. Maybe you guys said it in your comments before, but remind me because I just don't remember. Okay. You also told me to get G. Hughes barbecue sauce. And I think that was available at Walmart. And I was totally going to go there today. My husband and I ate with my friends at Olive Garden. So anyways, I was going to go right after eating and go to Walmart with my husband. But it is pouring rain out here. And I'm like, I do not want to go to Walmart. I just want to go home, get my good cup of coffee, and chat with you guys. So that's what I did. But can you get G. Hughes barbecue sauce anyplace else, guys? And I know I'm supposed to be answering your questions, and here I'm asking you guys questions, but I do have this question. Can you buy it anywhere else? I haven't looked on Amazon. Maybe I can get it there. I don't know. Any other barbecue sauces that you guys love? I'm interested. Okay, so KKMR said, have you heard anything about WW changes coming? I'm on the fence about returning for another. I'm not sure what that means. I think returning again to Weight Watchers. I don't know all the details. There is a change coming to Weight Watchers in November. I do know that there are 3 plans, and one of them is the current plan, the freestyle one. I'm planning on staying that. I can't imagine it becoming better for me, but I don't know them all, and so I don't want to speculate. I just don't know. I also had people say to me, I don't think it's called a counselor. Maybe, I don't know what they're called. When you go, if you're at Weight Watchers and you do the meetings, the person who runs that meeting and talks to everybody, because again, I don't do the meetings. So obviously I'm kind of answering your question. I don't even know what it's called. I'm obviously not that. No, I do not work for Weight Watchers. They don't know I exist. Well, at least I don't think they know I exist. And they haven't contacted me. So no, I am not. They don't know who I am. Weight Watchers, hook me up. I will definitely do a sponsorship with you. That'd be great. Some of you have asked me where my husband and I met. So my husband's name is Doug, and he and I met at church. Well, we didn't technically meet at church. We met playing volleyball. I was dating a guy at the time, and he was really good friends with my husband, and my husband was away at college. I went to a church nearby, and this family went there, and they introduced me to my husband. And the first time I met him was at a volleyball game, because we used to play volleyball a lot. And they kept saying Doug was coming to visit. He was coming home. And I literally kept forgetting his last name. I'm like, Doug who? And they're like, Doug Copy. And I'm like, oh, okay. And every time they talked about, I'm like, what's his last name? And they're like, Bobby, what? Can you not remember his last name? I'm like, I don't know why. And it's funny because now that's my last name. And I was dating somebody. I mean, I was not interested in him when I first met him, of course, because I was with someone else. And I think he was dating somebody else. And then he went back to school. But then the guy I was dating, he and I broke up shortly after that. He went and moved down to Florida for a short time. He got a job there and hated it, and so moved back up. And this is North Jersey still. He came back to our church, and I started to get to know him then. And I was in love with him, maybe not in love, infatuated with him for about a year before he asked me out. Totally a year. And for those of you who are not praying people, this will sound weird, but for those of you who are praying people, you will totally understand this, I think. I really wanted him to ask me out. And he just was not in the time in his life to date. He just wasn't. He wasn't interested in dating because he had broken up with somebody. But I was just like, I like this guy. I really want to date him. I remember just asking God and just saying, you know, Lord, why will he not ask me out? Like, we were really good. It was a whole friend group, whole bunch of us who were just constantly going, doing stuff. So we were with each other a lot, but we were only friends, only friends. But I totally remember one time praying and just saying, God, is this the guy? Is he ever going to ask me out? And now I did not hear a voice, so don't get all weirded out. But I do remember feeling that God was telling me, he's totally going to ask you out. Now, I don't think God said totally, but he will ask you out. Just be patient. I just felt that in my heart. I knew we were going to be together. I knew it. And I don't know how much time, I do not remember how much time between that and when he asked me out was, but there's so many other stories to tell you, but I do not have enough time in this video to tell you. So, but obviously we got married, so it's a good thing. A lot of you have asked me, how do I organize my days? Like, how do I get as much done as I do? And you know, I totally have days where I don't get anything done. But as you guys know, I work full time and I am an administrative assistant at a school. And so I'm that plus I do event planning for the school. So I'm a very organized person naturally. I just am. Some of that is because I need to, just for my sanity, things have to be in order. You know, call it OCD. I'm not technically OCD or anything like that. I am a very orderly person. And so some of that is just the way I function. It's the way my brain works. And I love to see things in an orderly way. I just love that. I can't really get into a huge amount about how I organize my day, but let me know if you guys want to see. I've thought about doing a day in my life, like my mornings as I go to work, or what I do on the weekends to prepare for the week. So if you're interested, let me know that, and I can just show you all the things I do on the weekend to make it so my day, my weekdays flow pretty well, because you know, I have to get out in the morning and get to work, and you know, like a lot of you do. On to some of your questions about beauty. I got a lot of people asking me, do I use retinol? Or you noticed that I didn't have retinol in my beauty routine. So I hadn't. When I did my beauty routine, I did not use retinol. I hadn't. I have started introducing that into my regime, my beauty regime. The reason why I hadn't is when you have rosacea, which I do if you're new to my channel, which if you're new to my channel, I'm surprised you're watching this video first. But anyways, the reason is because I have rosacea. With rosacea, anything that's going to potentially dry out or inflame your skin, you just stay away from, because you just don't want to make it worse. And so I just did not want to do that. Now, I have started doing it very slowly. I did it like every 3 days and did it, and then waited to see how well it did. Now I'm up to pretty much every other day. And so I'm hoping to get to the point where it's a daily thing. I don't necessarily like the retinol I'm using and I don't remember what it is. Yeah, I don't remember. But, so I'm kind of on the lookout for one. The reason I don't like it is because it's got a scent to it, and I don't like having scents. I try to do everything scent-free, or fragrance-free, I should say. So I've just started, and maybe once I get to the point that I feel like that is, you know, going well, I may go visit my dermatologist and get a retin-A that he or she will subscribe for me. So, not subscribe, prescribe. I always do that. Okay. I get so many questions about my teeth, or comments about my teeth. I had one woman on a comment say, your teeth are so white, they're distracting. She's like, I'm not sure if that's a compliment or a dig or both. I don't know. I decided to take it as a compliment. I just use Crest White Strips, and I use them probably every 2 to 3 weeks at this point. So that's all I use. I use the Gentle Routine ones. I get them on Amazon. I'll link it below. And I think it's Colgate Ultra White toothpaste, but I don't think that really does. I mean, that just kind of keeps it maintaining, I guess. So maybe the two of them combined. Some comments about my shirts. So in the closet renovation video, I had a sweatshirt on. It had little daisies on it. I'll put a picture right here. That, I got a lot of comments on that sweatshirt. Where did I get it? Old Navy. That's it. I buy a lot of things at Old Navy. They're cheaper, and I like their style in some things. Some of it's too trendy for me, for my age, I think. But in the video, it's my hair shedding video. I did it, I think it's 3 before this one, or 4. And I also wear the same one in my brow plucking hack, which was the one right before this. That sweater that I'm wearing is from Target. Same sweater from Target. Okay, this one I've gotten a few times, and it's so funny because I say things in my videos and I don't necessarily think about them until someone, I don't think about me, you guys as the viewer watching it. And I don't even know, sometimes I say it and I'm like, wait, I said that? I didn't remember saying that. But I said in one of my videos that I learned, I think it was my first one talking about weight loss, I think. I learned to wear my hair and do makeup to make myself look thinner. And so when you see some of my earlier videos, I am at 250 pounds at that point, or 53 or whatever it was, my highest amount. I guess a few of you caught on to that. You're like, wait, she learned how to do makeup and do hair because it made her look thinner. Okay, here's the thing. This is not a very unique thing to do. I was like, I kind of was just saying, like, I learned to do makeup. There is a picture, it's on my Instagram. If I can find it, I'll put it somewhere on here so you guys can see it as I'm talking. And it compares, there was this thing going on Instagram of a picture of yourself at 10 years apart from each other. And so I decided to go ahead and do that on my Instagram, and I show you 10 years. Now, obviously in that 10 years, I lost 50 pounds. But before that, I started, and that was the reason I started my YouTube channel. I started learning how to do hair. I started growing my hair out. I had very short hair, and it did not look attractive. It just didn't. I also learned how to do makeup for mature skin. I didn't know how to do that. So the first picture you see there, I am 50 pounds heavier. I have very short hair, and I barely have any makeup on. I probably only had mascara, if that. And I remember thinking I liked that picture. I remember going, oh, I look kind of cute. I totally did. I don't think that now. But that's kind of what I meant. It wasn't like, now there are some techniques that I have learned. So let me explain those to you. Maybe I should do a video on it. I'm just going to explain it to you because I don't think it's a whole big video. I learned how to contour. And so I learned how to put darkness right here to give myself a bit of a shade. I struggle with a double chin. Now, when I was thinner, I'm looking at my viewfinder. I can't even see it. When I was thinner, heavier, obviously I had more of a double chin. Well, now that I've lost the weight in my face, which I always lose weight in my face first, I have now, a flabbier chin. So I try to diminish that. When I was heavier, I would diminish it by darkening, and now I do the same thing. I put bronzer right under there so it kind of gives this shadow, because if it's light here, that just comes out. So you don't want light so that the light grabs a hold of that. So that was one of the other things. I also, by growing my hair out, made myself look younger, and I think it made myself look thinner because my face doesn't look as round when it's longer. It elongates my face. And so when my face was heavier, I had a much rounder face. Does that make sense? So that's what I meant when I said that I learned how to do my hair and makeup to make myself look younger. So it's those things. If you guys want me to embellish more or actually show you on camera, I will do a video. It might be a short video. I don't know, maybe I'll come up with more. But another question I've gotten on, like, I guess this is beauty fashion, is where do I shop for clothing? So obviously, like I said, just Old Navy is one of them. I do like Talbot's, but I like the outlets, so I said that already. I do like Target a bit. Target is cheaper clothing, and although I think a lot of Target is decent clothing, I don't think it's all too cheap. But a lot of it is very trendy, and so I don't like to dress very trendy just because of my age. I think you need to be careful when you're 50 plus. Where else do I like to shop? A little bit of Kohl's, but not too much. Kohl's to me sometimes is a little bit too traditional. There's not anything fun. I don't know. I found some things, but I'm not too successful there. And Taylor, TJ Maxx is another good place. Those kind of places where it's a smattering of different things. I like them sometimes. Sometimes I really hate the whole, I have to go through this whole line of clothing and look through, and I'm just like, can I just have this shirt and get it and find my size and be done? I like Costco. Surprisingly, I've gotten quite a few things from Costco. Obviously, it's hit or miss, but I really do like Costco. I don't like to spend a lot of money on clothing. I am not a designer person. I could give a rip whose name is on my sweater. I do know that there are some clothing, like a Talbot's, that is not designer, but it is considered higher end. And so I like their clothing. I actually think some of Talbot's quality isn't as great as it should be. I've had a few sweaters that I just don't think held up as much as they should based on the amount of money that they cost, or at least they originally cost. If I get Talbot's, I usually get it at the outlet. So yeah, that's basically, I guess, most of the places that I shop. Why did you decide to cut your hair? Okay, this is from WhenBJ3. I'm not sure if she meant from when, I think I decided to cut it. I don't know. I cut it. I just felt I trimmed it. I don't know. I didn't really cut it that much. I cut it because it was getting too much to handle. Like, I like to get in and get out with my hair, get it done. And it seemed like it was just getting kind of straggly on the ends, and I just wanted it to be easier, and so shorter is always easier. So I guess that's why I decided. I don't know. This is sweet. You are such a bright light. How do you stay so upbeat and positive and start your day? Okay, so I've already talked about the fact that I might do a video on how I do my day. I'm not always positive. I definitely have my moments. My family knows that. I struggle with self-confidence sometimes. I struggle with insecurities, especially when it comes to social situations. You'd think that I am very social, and I am to a degree. I have a very hard time going into a social situation that I'm not the one in control of. And so how do I make that sound normal? Okay. When you're going into a party, I would like to be the one who's planning the party. It's at my house, or I'm helping somebody plan it, or something like that, and have something to do and have something, things to do there, instead of just walking in and talking to people right away. And that's just my personality. I am a confident Introvert? I'm not really an introvert. I'm not a pure introvert, but I am an introvert to some degree. I'm a confident person, and so people assume I'm an extrovert, but I really do struggle sometimes being in social situations. So I can be kind of a wallflower and feel very insecure unless it's all my people, like I know everybody. And it's a situation that I'm in control of because I have something to do. So if I'm at your house and you're throwing a party, I will probably want to help you out in the kitchen because it'll make me feel better to have something to do. Does that make sense? Tish Dyer said, no question, just a new subscriber. Thanks for sharing your weight loss journey. Aw, thanks, Tish. Tammy of NC, love North Carolina. How's your weight loss journey going? What have you been eating? And so I talked about this a little bit, and I will talk about it more as we go along and things like that. But you guys know I'm struggling still. So hopefully I've already answered your question. So guys, that's it. That's answering your questions. Hopefully I answered your question that you've been burning to ask. If not, ask below, and I'm hopefully able to get to all of your questions and comment. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the 10,000 subscribers. That was a really fun milestone to hit, and I'm going onward. I'm having fun doing this. I love doing YouTube. It's so much fun. And if you guys have not subscribed and joined our little community here, I'd love to have you do that. Just press the red button, and then the bell next to it will notify you when I've done another video. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video next week. God bless.